City of Borger to order. It is now 15:02. This is the 6th of July, 2023. We will do roll call. We do have a quorum. We're missing Mr. Head and Mr. Pumphrey. Number 2, Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think you did last time. You want to do it again? You're good at
Sure.
identification.
Let's pray. Father, I just come to you right now. Thank you for this time together. Just ask that you would be with the citizens that are here to represent their property and be with us as a board as we listen to what they have to say. Give us the wisdom to make good decisions for both the community and for the people. Just ask it all in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thanks. All right. Hello. Item 4, questions and comments from citizens. Anybody in the audience who does not have something on the agenda? Okay, if not, we'll move to the consent. Let's consider take appropriate action on the minutes of the regular meeting of 01 June 2023. I believe you have those in front of you.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, we got a motion to accept them as written. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
You got a second? Mr. Cook, all in favor state aye. Aye. Any opposed state nay. Okay, that motion will carry. Item 6, new building standards cases. We do not have any new building standards cases, so we will jump to item 7, which is continued cases pending commission action. We'll go down the list, I believe. Be item A, 510 South Hedgecote, Block 35, Block 21, High Subdivision. We will now open the public hearing. Good afternoon, Ms. Drake.
The last time I was here, we talked about what to do with that garage, timely manner of doing it, and what we did. So I'm sure all of you have driven by, or at least 1 or 2 of you have. Okay, I chose to work with the neighbor next door instead of going down and just bulldozing the fence because he was using it as part of his fence. And we worked together on a timely manner. As far as June the 15th, we thought that would be a start date on everything. And he had what he needed to go ahead and put temporary fencing up or whatever he wanted, but he certainly had time to do it. So that was accomplished, and then he's also had some heavy equipment in there trimming trees, and I'm gonna pass these around. You changed your jobs, didn't you? Y'all can look at them. Okay, I'm gonna do some decorating. I've already mentioned this to your planning and zoning department when I came in to get the permit. What we're gonna do is, I wanna do a courtyard, renting the duplex. There've been 2 or 3 negatives. There's no place for kids to play. There's no place to put my dog. So if we put this fence, if we leave part of these bricks, these cement blocks, and buy some more if necessary, put it about this tall and do a little enclosed courtyard, and then coming up on the north side where this window is, do a gate that can be locked, but it's on the duplex side, not the street side. And then up here we would have a wall. And then it's got that, it already has a slab there that we could put a picnic table on or something. That way it's gonna be it's gonna serve 2 purposes, and it's gonna look good when we get finished with it. And it's gonna help with the duplex as far as renting it. And I mentioned that to planning and zoning, and you were on the phone when Shelley was talking to you, or Shelby. Okay. And then you and Montoya changed jobs, so I mentioned it to him. So do I have approval to do it? No, not yet, but I haven't been told no on it either. But that's what we've decided to do. And the 2 men that are working on it, Larry and Lance, they've been at the restaurant for the last 2.5 to 3 weeks trying to get that deck done because the owner had some problems with people doing the deck. So you have a permit over there to get that done, and I lent those 2 guys over there. So they did come back and finish. They're stacking the salvageable stones, and then this debris has to come out. But they finished up this week. We've had tenants there parking, we've had 2 holidays, and we have to allow them places to put their vehicles. Because we have 1, 3, we have 4 vehicles there. We have contractors in the front unit. So that's what I'm doing. Any comments?
I mean, I think at this point in time, we could probably work through our department.
Okay.
Right now, I'm thinking you don't need a permit for what you're doing, but we'll kind of continue to watch your progress over there. You know, and I'm sure you're gonna continue to clean up. I'm just basing that off of your picture. I don't know what it looks like today, but,
Well, this is from last night.
okay, so.
Yeah, this is from last night.
So I think the safety point of it has been resolved. And the rest of it, she can just work with our department.
2 or 3 weeks into it, we had, 1 or 2 times of really, really bad wind. So I sent a man over there and paid him $300 to secure all that metal on top of it. And that was before June the 15th, because I didn't want that metal hitting
around.
a building, a car, or a person, so we did that. And of course, I've already paid them to do this. And then I'll pay them another amount of money to build the fence.
We appreciate you taking care of that.
Yep, yep.
Thank
Any
you.
other
Can I
comments,
have my
questions before we
pictures
close it? Okay. We'll now close the public hearing. Folks?
I'll make a motion to remove it from the agenda.
Okay, we've got a motion to remove this from the second. We've got a second. All in favor state aye. Any opposed, state nay. Okay, motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Trigg. Thank you very
And I'll
much.
keep Shelley and them posted on what I'm doing.
Shelby.
Appreciate it. All right, we'll go to item B, which is 207 West Jefferson, which is lot 2324, block 11, Isom Edition. We'll now open a public hearing. Yes, sir, how are
Hey,
you?
how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good. So, I bought this property not too long ago. I bought it through one of my relatives who was going through cancer, and I didn't need to buy the property. I didn't need to spend the money on the property. But I did it to help him out because he couldn't work or he couldn't do anything. So after I bought the property, when I finished paying it off to him, I went to the tax collector and see, how much taxes he owed, and they told us that the property was already gone. They was already sold through an auction, but we were still in the 6 months review where we can get it back. So I actually ended up buying it back because he had no way of getting my money back. So I actually had to pay the buyer what they pay for the property plus 20% of interest. So, and I'm just now moving back from Mississippi down here. I grew up here. I graduated from high school here. I've been out for 18 years. So I'm now just moving back. My kids and wife are going to school. They're already going to school here. I'm just now moving all my stuff from Mississippi down here. So it's an 11-hour trip. So it's a little bit of a slow progress. I talked to John. He said I just need to get it taken care of where it doesn't look vandalized, because they did vandalize. They broke quite a few windows in it. And so I've been just doing the maintenance on the property, cutting the grass. But the plan on the property is getting it back, all remodel, so I can actually rent it out, sell it, or, et cetera, just to get my money back and hopefully a little bit of equity. So that is on the plan. I just don't have a exact date of when that's gonna happen, because I'm still going back and forth with this movement. But I will get the windows, taken care of before I leave to Mississippi, which is gonna be this weekend when I leave. So, but I'll take care of it before I leave.
How much time you think you need?
To actually get the trailer remodel.
Yeah, to get it like you want it.
I would say it's hard to say. It takes, I would say, probably takes about 4,000 or 5,000 worth of material, which a lot of it I can do myself.
Sure.
Which if I don't have the time, I may end up paying somebody else to do it. So, that's gonna double the cost. I'm gonna be selling my property in Mississippi in September, the end of September, beginning of October. So, up until then, I can't be here permanently because, you know, I gotta take care of the properties here, and then I gotta take the properties down there, so I gotta go back and forth and do the maintenance on them. So I would say, I can probably say that I can knock it out this year. Probably before December, because really the plan is, there's a big turnaround hitting Phillips 66, and that's gonna happen in September. There's 5,000 people coming over, so I would love to make a little bit of money on rent.
Sure,
So,
sure.
I understand I gotta put money into it, but that's gonna come back, so.
When I did visit with this gentleman, I did mention to him that should he get the property boarded up, get the skirting around the trailer, you know, on, just make it presentable, get the plywood painted in a neutral color, and just keep people out of it right now, that we could probably work with him on getting some time and money together to get the interior fixed up, because he's telling me that the interior is still salvageable.
Okay. Good.
But the trailer is very solid. Which it was a living quarter. They moved to New Mexico, and they borrowed it to not even relatives, friends of my cousin, and they somewhat vandalized it. But after they left, you know, when they found out that they were not taking care of it, they kicked them out, and I don't know if it was kids or what, but I don't know if it was BB gun or whatever, and they targeted the damn windows, and it was,
Yeah.
But
So-
I ended up with
Kids.
it, so.
If you had the windows fixed, you still had to board it up?
If he
But
fixes
still got
those
skirting?
windows, he doesn't have to board it up, but it would only benefit him, especially for what he just said, you know?
Yeah,
I got
well,
you.
for right now, I'm probably just gonna board them up.
Okay.
Because if I put new windows at this time, and me not being permanent here,
Yeah.
it's, you know, they might do it again, so it's
Sure.
gonna double cost, so I'm just gonna board them up for right now, and once I'm here permanent, you know, back in probably October, then, I'm coming back and forth, but when I'm gonna be back here permanent is October. So, that's probably when I'm gonna start, getting on it and getting it all fixed up.
Okay. Any other questions? If not, we'll close, okay? Close the public hearing. What are your thoughts?
I'm thinking we'll review it next meeting to see if it's secure, and then if it's secure, giving 4 months
Yeah, and
Or 6?
or 6.
Depends.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
July, so,
so, like, if they're heading this direction, and I wanted to say this before all this was over, but definitely get with John on how to put the boards on there. You know, can't just slap a board up there and
Right,
have
right,
jagged
right.
edges, because then they're gonna just come pull it off, and
Right, I understand.
so, there's a proper way to do that. If you get with John, then I'm good with that, so.
okay.
I'd second that.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to have, go ahead and secure the windows and all, and then we'll look at it again. What was that, 4 months? Or next meeting?
Well, next meeting, to
Next
make sure
meeting.
it's secure.
Okay.
Then if it's secure, then we can kick it on down.
Okay?
Let me ask before we do close that out, as far as we're saying secure, are we asking him to do the underpinning also, or just the windows and?
Ideally, the windows, as much as you can get on that underpinning, you know,
The
I
better.
mean,
The
we're trying to make it reasonable here for you.
Right, right,
but,
right.
But if he's gonna do the underpinning right, it's gonna take some time.
Right, which that I don't have, which I'm planning on doing it brick.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to pull a permit to do the footing first and then do the,
Okay.
So it'd be
the
just-
brick, so.
is that-
Yeah, it'd just be wasted.
I just wanna do it right since whenever I get done to it.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah.
that'd be
One
the
month.
best way to, once I get ready to sell the property, that'd be the best way it's gonna bring the most.
Okay.
I mean, that would be one of your priority things to do.
Right, which
Pretty
is.
early, before cold weather hits again.
Hits
So probably
again,
what we'll
yeah.
do, probably what we'll do,
Next meeting.
next meeting, give you 2 months to get that done.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if we see those steps are going, then we're in good shape.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have the windows done. I can't really promise to have the underskirting, cause
Yeah.
I'm here just, you know, a week or two, or
Yeah.
sometimes not even that, because I have to keep on going back to Mississippi until I sell my property
Yeah,
down
but 3
there.
months would get you into October. You know, 'cause-
Which I won't be permanent here till October,
Okay.
till I sell my property. But the skirting, it's something that I wanna get done, you know, how you mentioned it, before the weather hits. Because then that will protect the plumbing.
Yep. All right.
For sure.
We've got a motion second to review this again next meeting. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
y'all.
All right, don't forget to give John a hand.
Sounds good, yeah, I'm gonna stay in touch with them, any little progress, I'll send them some pictures.
Sounds good.
Stuff
I
like
just
that.
want to verify, are we saying secure by next meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Which it'll be secure, but this weekend I'll send them the pictures, since I gotta leave to Mississippi,
Okay.
so. When is the next meeting?
It'll be August. This is July, right?
August the 3rd.
August the 3rd? Yes, I'm probably gonna be here, because I gotta come back for a week at the end of July, so.
Okay.
I'll
Okay,
see you
sounds good.
then.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good evening. All right, we now go to the next, which would be C, which is 309 Estorino Street, Lot 5 and 6, Block 11, Buena Vista Edition.
She is not here today. She
Okay,
had to work.
open the public hearing. All right.
She's not here today. She had to work, but she did send me an email, so let me find the email real quick. Did she call it 3D Lane? Oh, okay, that's why I can't find it. So she has demoed that structure in the back that had burned, and I was kind of under the understanding that she was already hauling that stuff away, but when she called me a couple of days ago about sending this email, she told me at that time that she was unable to find a lugger to haul that material away. Larry and I were discussing today that there may be a possibility that she can,
She
Get
may
the-
could still get a dump trailer from us.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I need to get a hold of her and let her know that we do have that option, because I told her we didn't have any luggers to get out to the public, which we don't anymore. But she was gonna check into a couple other places. I think Fuzzy's was one of them, and some other place out of Sinet for a lugger. So I'll get a hold of her and let her know that there is a possibility she can get a trailer, and that may move her process on a little further, a little quicker.
Is she planning on taking the whole thing down?
I think there was a portion of it she wanted to keep to try and do something with it. Let me, that
Like-
email's not pulling up, so let me
Like
see.
the
exactly.
garage,
Yeah.
the front of the garage or something?
Yeah, all she sent me was pictures.
Not gonna be much left.
No.
Right there.
But there was a
Look at that.
portion of it that she was trying to save, she said.
I think it was that garage, the big part, best I can remember.
So, is that all we need to know?
Okay. We'll close the public hearing. What do you think?
I'd make a motion, we review at the next
Okay,
meeting.
you want to review it at the next meeting? Okay, we've got a motion and a second to review this property at the next meeting. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries. We will look at it again in August. All right, D, 601 North Wittenberg, east 80 feet of lot 16, block 26, original town site. Seemed like we did 01 and 03 at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, same property owner.
we'll open up 601 and 603.
Okay, so this is one of those properties also where the owner had 6 months to try and retain the property. We hadn't heard from anybody, old owners or the new owner to that property, and nothing's really been done over there. In fact, it's unsecure at this point.
For sure.
It's overgrown, it's a blight. And like I said, we have not heard anything from anyone on this property.
And you say it's been how long since you've talked to him? 3 months, 4 months?
Is it the same property owner as the one where he had to buy the other one?
You're talking about this guy?
They buy it from a tax sale.
that correct,
Yeah,
or
she
am I
did buy it
wrong?
from the same,
Six
yeah,
months.
yeah.
I think that's what I remember. And they hadn't touched it or mowed it or anything?
Nothing.
Didn't look like it.
The weeds are almost as tall as the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we'll close the public hearing. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to demo.
Okay.
Second.
Got a motion to demo 601 North Wittenberg and 603 North Wittenberg. All in favor state aye. Any opposed state nay. Okay, motions will carry.
These pictures are all crammed together, don't make them look like tiny homes.
Give me just a second here. Try to fill these out so I don't have to come back. All right. Next item on the agenda will be 603 East 11th Street, Lot 1415, Block 6, North Side Addition. We will open that public hearing.
How y'all doing?
All
Pretty
right.
good.
How are you, Cornell? How about
Yeah.
you?
Came down like about 2 weeks ago. They talked with Larry and gentleman Toya. They came out and we got an understanding on what needed to be done. So the gentleman there that was there, he's doing the work, and I had talked to him last week. So I'm taking it he's done, but I haven't been able to get in touch with him. He's supposed to send me some pictures, but he didn't. He said he had pretty much did what they needed for him to do. He had like a couple of more cuts, so I don't know why it wouldn't be done by now, so they can get out and inspect it.
And we're specifically talking about the electrical.
Yeah.
The electrical piece, okay.
Yeah, we're cutting
Slits in it?
slits so they can inspect the electrical.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I mean,
And
probably,
some access points into that.
yeah. So hopefully, I'd say within the next week or two, I can get out there and have them come out and inspect it so we can move further on with, the project.
Amen.
Have you got a permit yet?
I mean, we can't get a permit until they inspect it. That's what we was trying to do. I mean, there's no way we can get a permit because they wanted us to go through this first. That's what we was trying to jump through with architectural drawings and stuff like that, but it's just, they said there's no way we could do that until they inspect the electrical. So once, hopefully, they get the electrical inspected, we can move farther and get a permit. And I just kind of just stuck because, it said, move the sheetrock, and then a couple of days later, whatever, got a stop work order, and I just didn't want to go against the grain on, and get in trouble. Just really trying to be in compliance with you guys. I know y'all tired of seeing me. I'm happy to see y'all though. Yeah.
I will add to the board, in part of the time that we were out there, there is one access point into the attic, and we did see splices up in the attic that will have to be put in junction boxes. And so, once we inspect the full electrical, then we can kind of give them a report on that. And was hoping to have this part of it out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, we'll close the public hearing.
So what do I need to do, like, as far as, when I get that and get with Larry and John Montoya, once they come in and inspect the building, I mean, that should, make a little progress where we could move forward or at least go turn the page. Why don't I have to come to these meetings? Cause I, been busy, school and stuff like that, working and stuff like that, so.
Well, it's like I said before, once you get a permit, you're done with us.
Right,
Because
so that's what-
it'll be kicked out.
Right.
Until you have a
Okay.
building permit, we can't
Okay.
kick it free.
Okay.
Because, I mean, if they're,
Okay.
say.
And
he
that's
come-
what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, say he comes up, they come up and say, you've got $30,000 electrical work you gotta do. And I'm just throwing a number.
Right,
out there.
right. Right.
And are you gonna do that? I mean, that's why.
Right.
Once all that's figured out,
So I had a question though, like, cause I had to remove quite a bit of sheetrock and stuff like that. I kinda had a question, like, would it have been better if I just got like a electrician, to pull a permit, to go out and inspect? Because, most time, if you running wire, well, nobody really splices wires in between from the plug up. It's usually in the attic.
well, first thing I do is go pull a building permit. I
Right.
present my plans to them, and I pull a building permit. That's for anything happens.
Well, that's what we
Then
do.
I call the electrician
Right.
and take bids, or if I just have an electrician I'm gonna use, then they come pull their permit to do the electrical work. But they're not working, electrician's not working through my building permit. They work under it, it's a sub-permit.
Right. Okay.
So-
See, but that's what I was trying to do, but I haven't been able to get to that point of getting a permit, a building permit.
Yeah, but yeah, if
You
you
know,
would've
but I-
gotten a permit from the very beginning, then we
Right.
wouldn't be here.
But that's the whole thing, is I've been trying to get a permit.
Yeah, but I understand, because you were going commercial originally, which is totally different than residential.
Well, originally, I didn't really know what I was doing with it, other than what I was doing with it was just storing material there, fixing up other things, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, y'all guys needed to know what I was doing with it, so I was just like, came up with, something that I wasn't really, just set on. You know what I mean? Because I don't
Right,
stay
and
here,
that- and
so
that's
it's
been-
just like, I just want the building to be secure.
Yeah.
Where it's not causing any, damage in the inside, so
Yeah, but
just
it's all-
started with the roof.
It's all a process, and it's a long process.
Right,
I
right.
just
It's
finished
been
one.
a long
I
process.
just finished one in Amarillo, it was like a year for
Right.
where it broke ground, and another year to complete. So,
Right.
It's a 2-year project.
Yeah,
It's just,
yeah.
that's the way it is.
Right on.
You just gotta jump through all the hoops and
Yeah.
cover your bases.
Yeah, you learn quite a bit too, you know what I'm saying? And it's most logical when you do learn it, you know what I'm saying? Then you know the steps to take, on another project or whatever.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah. It's kind of hard getting things done when you not actually here though. You pay people to do stuff and they, we done it, and then you look, they ain't done it,
Done it.
Then you come here and you like, wow, like,
Yeah.
and it's like repaying. That's kind of what I've been through also, so,
Yeah, so that's.
I guess we
that's-
opened it back up.
No, that's fine. No,
That's
right, we'll close again,
One
yeah.
of the things that we advise to a lot of people is that on most jobs, you need a general contractor, where that general contractor controls everybody, even though,
Right.
like he said, they pull their own permits, but that general contractor controls everybody, but that puts everything together. And we recommend
Right.
that all the time. We can't force people to do it that way,
Right.
but that's what we recommend.
right. I understand. It's just kind of like, I can afford Pro Wings, you can afford Nike, so it's kind of like, you just got to do what you can do at the time until you're able,
Yep.
And that's kind of like in this situation, general contractors, the cost would have been a whole lot more than, and the way it's turning out, it probably would have equaled out.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. mean,
That's
that
how it
happens.
turns out
Right,
so
it
many
does.
times.
It does.
Because people think they can say, here's an example, there's a local business that decided to build their own vent hood.
Uh-huh.
Because vent hoods were expensive. So they built their own vent hood. But by the time it was all said and done with, it was just as much as the one that they could have just ordered and had installed within a
Right.
week's time.
Right on. I understand.
It
And that's,
took them 6 months.
yeah, that's something I learned, you know, but still though, if you don't got it, you just don't got it, you know? And then when you're under pressure, you gotta figure something out.
Yep.
You know, and you got $100 versus $5,000, you know, and you been put up on the tile. It's just pressure bust pipes, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta do what's most equivalent to, you know, as far as in your makings and your capabilities.
Well, that's true, and the whole thing is as long as there's communication between you
Right.
and the city
Yep.
and the code enforcement, and you're letting them know, okay, I've been following what I need to do, and I've now come to a point where I don't have the money to continue on, but
Right.
the building is secure,
Right.
then it never comes before this board.
Yep.
Right.
We never see you because you're
Okay.
you're staying
letting
in
them know.
contact with them and keeping the building secure, and that's far easier for you than it is
Right.
anything.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. I need to hear that. Yeah.
So,
Next meeting, review again.
Are we closed?
Yep, we are closed.
Yeah, good.
Any recommendation, you know, since he's having y'all look at the electrical, then do we just want to put this, look at it in next meeting or?
30 days, 60 days?
Because I guess until we do our actual inspection, we really can't, you know.
I'm gonna try to really get y'all guys out there. I want to say this week. I mean, if I could, when I'm here, I'll see if I can locate them. And if I can, if y'all have time to stop by and just, you know, that'd be cool. But if not, you know, hopefully next week. But I'd say like at least within the next 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying? Because of my schedule and his schedule, I know he's pretty busy also.
August the 3rd.
Right, and that's what I'm trying to point out here is, so whenever you decide to do this, if you can schedule it a day or two in advance.
Okay.
That will be best, because we are staying booked on inspections right now. It's just
Okay,
that
so
time of year.
do I actually need to be here or, he's doing the work, so I'm sure if it's something that need to be,
Yeah, if you have a representative there, we'd be glad to meet with them over there.
well, you know, Frank he the one pretty much done the work.
Yeah,
So,
the Spanish gentleman?
Yeah.
Because I don't know him by name
yeah,
really.
right. So he's supposed to send me pictures, but he never did, and I've been calling him, I haven't got a response.
okay, well, I'm gonna make a motion that we look at it and see if y'all had time to do your inspections and what, or inspecting the electrical stuff at the August meeting.
Okay, the August meeting. Okay, got a motion to look at this again, the August 2023 meeting. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we got a second. All in favor state aye. Aye. Any opposed state nay. Okay, motion carried.
Thanks for coming in, Mike.
Thanks.
So if they see it, I still gotta come to the meeting, 'cause I hate this. Like if they get with you, say, all right, Cornell, he's in compliance, everything looks good.
Cornell, I can guide you on that. If
Okay.
we get to a point where we've either sold a permit to you,
Yeah.
then you're gonna be safe,
Okay.
okay?
Hey,
But until we get to that point,
Okay.
we're not safe.
Yeah, when you get to that
Okay.
point, then
Yeah.
you don't even have to be here, we can make a
Remove it.
motion and get it removed, and
Yeah.
you're done with
But
us.
yeah.
They still have to handle official business,
right,
because that's just how
Okay.
it works, but,
right,
so if you'll just stay in communication, then
okay.
Good.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Have a blessed
Have a good day.
Appreciate it.
All right, next item on the agenda, it's 800 Wittenberg, which is lot 1718, block 9, original town site. We will now open up the public hearing. Mr. Montoya.
Hey, we don't have anybody for that property today. She did call me right before the meeting, letting me know that she was sick and just got out of the hospital. And I guess the young lady that was living at that property is no longer in town. So was asking if she could get more time so she can get better and make it to a meeting to discuss the property with you guys. That was our discussion.
Looked like somebody'd been demoing the back. Is that not true?
Yeah, it looks like they have dismantled part of it, but I'm not really sure. Do they pull any demo permits?
Is that that little house in the back?
So we don't have a demo permit for the
No, and
property.
I mean, one of them came in at some point in time, but we couldn't, so I would not sell them a demo permit because they didn't have a plan of how they're gonna get rid of the materials. So that's why, I mean, so that's just me being honest, that they did come in to get a demo permit, but I would not sell them one until they could come up with a way of how they're gonna dispose of the materials.
Yeah, and I think what they have taken from that, the other two buildings in the back, they have salvage to use.
To work on the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was in February that we last spoke to them.
So this is the mother?
That was the mother that I spoke to today, the actual owner of the property.
Okay.
And she didn't foresee the young lady coming back for quite a while.
So this is my thing, we've been working with this property for quite some time, but maybe in line with the other young lady leaving, then we actually give the property owner some time to do something with this property, but
I mean, it's not really light or anything at this point. But I mean, he needs continued improvement, because it could get that way pretty quick.
right.
Yeah, because it sounds like nobody's gonna be in that house for,
Yeah, I noticed the
wow.
weeds were up again.
Yeah.
and she did say, should it go to a demo, should it go to that level, that she said she would like the opportunity to at least get some of their belongings out of the property, so. I think she was kinda anticipating that it may not go too well tonight.
I guess so.
We now close the public hearing for 800 Wittenberg.
I just make a motion that we look at it the next meeting, give her some time.
Okay. We got a motion to look at this again next meeting.
I'll second
Do
it.
I have a second? All in favor state aye.
Oh, I thought I heard Mark say second.
Oh, did Mark say second? I'm sorry.
You're all right.
All right, got a motion and a second. All in favor state aye. Any opposed state nay. Motion carries. Hey, we're about to get through this without any problems.
Almost.
Keep your mouth.
Next one, 109 Froma Street, Block 37, Block 8, North Hills Edition.
Don't open up any
Nope.
cans of worms there.
Open the public hearing, John.
Okay, we don't have anybody for this property today. I have not heard from her. She sent me an email for the last meeting on the day of the meeting, but since then I have not heard anything from her. In that last meeting, I think she did state something about wanting to try and save the property and that she was gonna have somebody cleaning it up. I haven't seen much progress out there.
The one on
We do
Froma
have
right
about
there.
3 people that are living at the property, and I don't know if they're squatting or have permission to be there,
Trailer.
but
That one.
there are some individuals at the property there.
Taxes are 8 years due.
We got utilities on, is it?
No, there was a fire there about 3 or 4 months ago. And during the winter time, what they had was like I want to say like a muffler or something coming out of the window, where they were using a wood burning stove or something to heat the house. And then on the other side, they had something coming out of the window where they were running a generator in there.
So we're talking the house and the fifth wheel?
The house, for sure, the fifth wheel, I don't know if that's part of the same property, but the people living in the house are going back and forth.
To
from
the
there.
fifth wheel.
Between them.
Yes, sir.
And I think a third house as well, possibly.
Yeah, I think there is a third property involved. Actually,
And you haven't heard from them?
no, the people that I spoke to were the ones that, we don't know if they have permission to be there or not, but they acted as though they were coming to the meeting to try and save the property themselves and try to buy the property themselves.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. Well, let's see,
That was a pretty good indication, then.
8 years.
they're behind on their taxes by quite a bit. They hadn't paid since
15,
15, yeah.
15?
Somebody hadn't paid since 15 on it.
Can't live there with no utilities.
No.
Shouldn't be, no, sir.
All right.
Did it get sold in 15?
And this is our third meeting with this one, correct?
Yeah, I think that's
I
right.
guess, we could ask for a vacate.
Yeah, I think it's second meeting.
Second.
I thought it was second 3.
What'd you say, Larry?
I guess we could ask for the property to be vacated.
I think we should do that.
With no utilities and.
Before it burns up again.
What's the difference in that and the demo order?
We won't be taking the property at this time.
And, I mean, I'm not necessarily opposed to that either.
Yeah.
How are we in our zone in that area? We good?
I think we're fine. Yeah, I think we're fine.
Asbestos.
Okay. We'll close the meeting.
Man, he's getting quick on that hammer. isn't he?
Getting close to 4 o'clock. Really? This
Which thing?
address is Brown in Willis, Texas?
Willis, Texas, yeah.
Okay. You know, it
No,
doesn't
it's
seem like any...
showing her as the owner, but the lady that has been in touch with me, that's not the same person.
Well, that's what I'm saying, if you issue a demo order, we might find out who actually owns it.
I'll make a motion that we demo it.
Okay, we've got a motion to demo 109 Froma.
I'll second.
We've got a second. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed state nay. Okay. Motion.
Took the bait.
What?
I've had to change heart.
That'd be a first.
Yeah.
All right. Last item on the agenda is 1408 Clayton Street, which is Lot 4, Block 12, Coronado Edition. We will open up that public hearing.
Hey, come on up. Talk to us.
Hello, how y'all doing?
Good. How are you doing, man?
That's my mother-in-law's property. I mean, she's a kind-hearted woman, man, and she, before she moved out of that house, she said she put about $5,000 of work in it, and I'm like, okay. And we started talking about this probably at the start of June, and I was like, okay, I'll go by there when we get back from, who's in Colorado, you know, with one of her other daughters in the military. And I was like, all right, when we get back, I'll look at it and, you know, I'll take over. I mean, you know, I'll take over the maintenance and, you know, get it up to standard, the par, you know, so we can do a little bit more with it. And she was like, okay, that'd be great. I was like, okay. And she told me to come to this meeting to see what needs to be done and whatever's not in the code. She had some squatters over there. Like I said, when we got back from Colorado, I was like, hey, I'm full steam ahead. I'm like, let's go over there. Let's start cleaning it out. Let's get the property mowed, whatever we need to do, and get it up to standard. Get there, the squatters there, and her oldest daughter was like, no, you can't just kick him out. You can't kick him out. I said, what? What you mean?
Yeah, you really can.
I know. I'm like, it's your mom property. What you mean? I was like, all right, I won't get physical. So didn't get physical. I let her do her steps that she said that her mom had to do to get the squatters out, and that's where we at now.
So are they out yet?
I don't think so. She told
Okay,
me.
so on the phone conversation that I had with the daughter was that they figured that they were gonna have to go to the next step, and that's where you had to pay some more money for the sheriff's department to show up over there and actually physically remove them. And so that is my suggestion to the board, is to recommend that to him, to take that next step, get them people out of there. And then other than that, John's gonna have to step in to tell you exactly what.
Yeah, they're still in there. Not only them, they brought some other people in there too. So we did call and have the water disconnected because they were still in water. We called and had the electrical disconnected because their electrical service was unsafe and they were still in electricity. Gas has been turned off. So they did all that, and about a couple of weeks later, I drove to the alley and they had power again. They had run an extension cord from their house through the weeds on the next door neighbor's house and plugged in to the back of that house. So I think they had pulled the cord at that point, somebody did. But right now, the porch light is on as of today, so they've tapped in somewhere else, unless somebody has legally turned on the electricity over there. But even at that, Excel wouldn't have done that with the condition of the meter. I did have a neighbor next door text me today with her concerns about them at that house. She did say that they are living in the garage, not the actual house, but in the garage, because it's easier to cool that garage with a small air conditioner, so that's where they're at over there. She's concerned that at some point there's gonna be a fire or something because of that. And that's pretty much where it is as of today.
The mother-in-law, she told me that she called Excel and told them to not let anybody get any bills turned on at that address. So, I mean,
And they could be running a generator inside or something.
I know,
Is
but
this-
that's still bad. I mean, they split through the, splice the wire, you know, that's more money out of my pocket, because I'm the one putting all the money into this property now. And, you know, so the sooner I can get them out, the better, you know, there's just more damage.
Is
that's
this
gonna
Barbara's
accumulate.
house?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you going to be buying the property from her and putting it in your name?
Eventually, oh, not my name, probably her daughter. I want them to keep it in their family, and so, once I get in and start doing the work, if I can convince the wifey, oh, I like it, it looks nice, I wanna move in. And then, yeah, you know, that's some picky stuff going on.
touchy subject.
Yeah, so, that's what I'm hoping, but, yeah, she said that she'll sign it over, there's no problem, she don't mind writing the deed. I think she said she got a mortgage loan or something, and refinance
Let me
or
ask one more
something.
question. Have you done the math about what it's gonna take to get that property up to code?
When I did go back, when we came back from Colorado and I went inside, other than electrical and the outside meter, I didn't get to look at that. Like I said, the guy was in the backyard doing whatever he was doing, and I didn't want to get get into it with him. So I kind of kept my distance and just kind of scammed through the house a little bit, and it's not that bad. The only bad part in that house is the bathroom. Got a big old hole in the floor, bathtub, all that just need to come out. Some little nitpicking things, you know, wall texture and all that. It's still good. Roof is real decent.
So you think it's salvageable?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah,
We haven't been inside of it, we've only looked at the outside.
I would say maybe a low 20. So,
And the reason I ask, because sometimes people come in here and they have a plan, but they haven't thought about the cost of everything.
Right. No,
So it
no,
sounds
no.
like you haven't.
oh yeah. Like I wanted to go in there like the police and you know, bulldoze them out and start throwing stuff in the trash. She's like, no, that's gonna cause more problem. But you know what? You're right. That is gonna cause a problem. So and they said that I couldn't change the locks or board windows up for, I guess, 5 days from yesterday, 5 to 10 days. So with that being said, I was wondering in between that legal window frame, if I can get maybe an officer to go over there with me, or he can go by himself and get them out. I come over later that day, change the locks, board up what I got to board up.
So you'll communicate that through the JP court?
Okay.
So they've already filed one section with that. And so you're gonna have to go back to the JP court and do the next process, okay, with them. And then they can guide you through that process.
So on the 5 to 10 days, go back to the justice of the peace and have the officer go or whatever.
I don't know where y'all are at on your time limit, so I mean, I'd go see them
Tomorrow.
Monday,
No,
actually.
it won't be tomorrow, they're closed.
That's right.
Yeah, we keep looking at Shelby,
That's a
because her
gravy
husband
train.
was doing the
I do have a
evictions here in town. for a while.
Oh, okay.
3 days this week.
Well, I think they did all that yesterday, I think. They said they got 5 to 10 days to get out. He already got a warrant for his arrest or something. And then after that 5 to 10 days, then I can go over there and change locks. I'm not familiar with all the,
Legalities.
yeah, you know, because I mean, like they said that, but I mean, I need to.
Assuming that the board's gonna work with you.
Right.
So John pretty much needs to be notified whenever y'all get them out of there, and then y'all can meet over there and come up with a plan.
Okay.
then that can be reported back to y'all next month. Other than that, now it's up to y'all.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, go through the legal procedure, and then once you get them out and secure the property, at least the doors and the windows and all, and then we can look at it after that. But to me, getting them out and getting secure is the first thing to do. That's my thought.
Yeah, getting them out right now is high priority.
Yes, yes.
This was on, we had this on earlier,
Yes.
a long time ago, right?
I don't know exactly how long.
I think it was
know-
2 meetings ago.
Well, I meant before
Oh.
it was on this time, we had it once before.
The only place that they may have not complied was fully getting them people out there, because that was the step that they were gonna take at that point in time they got up and talked. And, so she did communicate with me semi-recently, and I knew they were getting close to that last step. And she had made the comment, she figured they would have to go back and do that final step to get them out.
And what's it on, why do we have it on here this time?
Substandard.
Substandard.
Missing windows, no no utilities.
Okay.
We were getting complaints from the neighborhood about that property.
Okay.
And they have complained for quite a long time about it.
A year or two. And I mean, that's why I stepped in and said I'll take over the property. I'm not as nice as she is. She's a very kind-hearted woman, and she get taken advantage of a lot. So I was like, you know what, just,
Well, I will say this, when I did mention to one of the complainants that Mr. Haynes was looking into buying the property, she was confident that he would do something with it if he got it, so.
So the first time it was on here, the delays lived there.
No, I think the squatter
Are you
was
talking about
also-
a long, long time ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, a long time ago, yes, ma'am. It was, I guess Christie?
yeah.
Yeah, it's Christie and her family lived there
Okay.
at that point, the daughter.
When the garage door was down and all that.
Yeah, we did have it, yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to,
Put a timeline on it.
yeah. Okay.
We're close.
We are?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you hit it.
I'll make a motion to review it in 2 meetings.
Two
And that'll
meetings.
give time for him to go through with John, get
Get 'em
it
out.
secure, and then come back and tell us your plan, if you got a plan, you know.
So I have a plan. I just gotta get them out.
And I will tell you that their goal is, setting it 2 months out, is for you to be doing these things ahead of time, so that when you do come back, they say,
Right.
okay, we're removing it from the agenda.
She told me 5 to 10 days, so if not, I mean, I don't know the next step after that, 5 to 10 days to get him to get out. But, she did say I could go change locks, board
Say that could be
windows.
2 weeks. I mean, that could run in 2 weeks pretty easy, so
Yeah.
that's why I was thinking, give him
2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, okay. All right, we've got a motion to look at this property again in 2 meetings, which will be the September 2023 meeting. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Got a second? All right, all in favor state aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carried. Last item on the agenda is to adjourn.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks, Frank.
Appreciate it.
Good luck.
And if you get them out and you want to do any work around the place, talk to them about any sort of permits that might be needed, okay?
I normally need electrical permit.
There you go. So, anyway, just keep them informed, so it'll be much easier, here, as far as that goes.
Yes, sir.
All right? Well, thanks, man, appreciate it very much.
Thank you. All right. We